This mask that I was just wearing was made in China. This is the mask that was provided to us from the U.S. House of Representatives. And then the test kits, the COVID home test kits that taxpayers paid for and are shipped out to Americans, is also made in China. And so, Dr. Ritchie, since you're an expert on supply chain issues, I was hoping you could tell me if you have any ideas of how America can be less reliant on China.
Oh, sure, absolutely I can, and thanks for that question. You know, over the years, we have seen a transition to a more efficient system that was based on low cost, and that system definitely moved a healthy amount of manufacturing to China. I can tell you, over the last year or so, we've been spending significant amount of time with Accenture and other groups trying to put together educational systems that'll help managers understand risk of sourcing from a single location. So what I mean by that is that the tools that we've developed teach them to think about an international source of supply that can keep costs down. Think about a near sourcing option, perhaps Latin America and that region, that could make the product nearer and be competitive. And then also think about a domestic source of supply, setting up a three-set system so that you have the different suppliers competing against each other and a fallback on those different players. The reality is companies like Toyota that instigated the just-in-time management system have now stepped away from those things, and the supply chain is naturally moving as a unit to more responsive approaches. So that's what we should expect to see over the next few years, and it's already in play across a number of industries.
Thank you. And Dr. Ritchie, I have another question for you. Can you give me any examples, you've mentioned some already, of how the Biden administration's policies are actually making it worse? The supply chain issues, inflation, price increases. Can you name any? I'm thinking one is maybe their energy policy and how they're so adversary to oil and gas and how that is increasing prices here in America.
Yeah, certainly the energy policy has increased prices significantly. Remember, manufacturing has to pay for energy, then the truck drivers have to pay for increased energy prices. The customer has to pay for increased energy prices. And if you think about companies like in automotive, you think about tires, that product includes petroleum in the product itself, and then it includes petroleum in the manufacturing, the energy related to manufacturing, and in the transportation. So as those prices of oil and gas go up, it's a multi-level hit on these businesses. That is one of the key components that's driving inflation in the marketplace today. And it was one of the first steps that the Biden administration made. I've asked and been a proponent of saying we should get all in on energy. We should be doing a lot of exploring with the fossil fuels and be trying to use that fossil fuel exploration to pay for these additional types of energy that we're trying to find to move away from fossil fuels.
Thank you very much. And I'm just going to conclude with, I guess, a statement. I know that one of our witnesses is Dr. Mahmood, and I read an article in the New York Times that quoted her, and it said something about and that's exactly why this fear-mongering around inflation is proving so effective, as if people are using fear-mongering inflation, and maybe I interpreted it wrong, but it doesn't seem to me that our constituents are fear-mongering inflation. It's real. This is real. Prices are going up. I don't know about my colleagues, but here in Washington, D.C., when I went to the Whole Foods and the Navy Yard, the shelves were empty. Some of the shelves were empty. There was no milk. And when I went back home to Arizona, certain items, they're very mysterious, like pasta. Pasta was out of stock. I mean, this is some real problems. Prices are going up, and it's not fear-mongering. It's real. And with that, I yield back.